So Gerard, we're now looking at an oil on canvas called Oblique 1 of 1978. It is 76 by 76 centimeters, which is about 29 and a quarter inches square.
Yeah.
Now,
This is an old favourite of mine.
good.
I've always loved this painting.
So tell me something about this. It's
Well, I think one of the clues to the paintings of this period is the little snapshots of overlooked items or overlooked things that she's encountered in the street, on a building site, somewhere where she's walking up and down, and she's noticed, for example, in the bottom, along the bottom edge, there are these
hooks,
Yeah, now they're what you call rebars. Those are the bars that come out of concrete, you know, when
which they strengthen.
concrete.
Yeah.
That's right, and they turn the top,
Yeah.
they twist the top of them. She's obviously seen these as she's walked past somewhere, and it's become a decorative motif. We're reminded, I think, also of road markings when you think of thermoplastic paint, you know, when they put the road markings down. And these images, these little fragments of what she sees collide into a composition like this. I'm interested in also how she paints these images, because when you think of the surface of the road outside and you see the paint worn away, she does exactly that here. As much as the paint that goes on, she takes off. She takes just as much off. She's scraped it off, she's rubbed it off, there's abrasions all over the surface of the picture, and it reveals the picture's own making. It's got a record at every stage of its making, under drawing, under paint that's been removed in order to show the process of
scraped back.
Scraped away like that.
So looking at this composition, the left-hand side, almost one half of it is this off-white colour with a lot of scraping back.
Yeah.
And then you see this
Kind of configuration.
This configuration on the right-hand side with some underpainting. You can see that there is another track that's going up in the middle there.
Very often when we went to her studio, there would be a painting that she'd be working on, and it would be obliterated. Then she would scrape it back and it would turn into another painting. And so they had a long gestation. You know, there was a process of, she called it cooking. So they would be left in a corner, folded up, until she could find a solution on how to finish a particular pictorial problem that she was working on. But Prunella retains these marks in the finished work.
It's a sort of history of the painting.
That's right. It retains a record of its own making, is the way I like to think of it. And she's also very brave with the composition. I mean, you know, a good third of the picture, there's nothing happening here.
Yeah.
And she can,
Except texture.
Yeah, and very
Wonderful texture.
very delicate and subtle things too. Venetian red is a particular favourite colour of hers, and as you can see, it's put on and it's removed in lots of different areas at the same time. And again, the composition is very formal and geometric. Nothing is left to chance. While she was working on these paintings, she'd put pieces of card onto the surface and hold them on with bulldog clips, bits of blue tack, and try them out in different places until she was satisfied she'd arrived at a complete composition. Yes.